Kazakhstan from above.
At the Trans-Ili Alatau foothills, surrounded by magnificent Tian-Shan fir trees, there is a wonderful garden city, Almaty. The southern city of Kazakhstan, protected by magnificent peaks, immersed in greenery and floral scent, is an important financial and cultural center of the country. Almost 2 million people live here. There are many sightseeing attractions in the city itself and its surrounding areas. The Koktobe television and radio broadcasting tower has been a landmark of the southern capital for more than 35 years. Its height reaches 371 meters above the ground and almost 1.5 thousand meters above the sea level. Climb up by a cable car to Koktobe, the highest point of the city, and you will enjoy the panoramic view of Almaty and breathe fresh air. This is a popular place for romantic dates and family walks. Almaty is a city with a great history. The modern buildings, standing alongside the heritage of the past, harmoniously fit into the overall architectural ensemble of the area. Glass skyscrapers, distinctive buildings, sports facilities, all conditions are ensured here for comfortable living of local residents. The city, immersed in greenery with wide streets, is famous for cultural facilities and historical monuments, beautiful fountains, numerous parks, and garden squares. The Holy Ascension Cathedral, located in the park of 28 Pamphilov Guardsmen, is a wooden art unique monument. The Ascension Cathedral is considered as one of the tallest wooden buildings in the world, built without a single nail. The fact is that the main beams are not fastened with nails, but with flexible brackets, which during an earthquake provide free movement, preserving the integrity of the structure. The highest point of the bell tower is 54 meters and the total capacity of the cathedral is 2,000 people. Mirrors are fixed on the crosses of the temple, reflecting the bright sun rays and sunset lights in the evening. Unusual natural landscapes and legendary sightseeing attractions of Almaty region attract a huge number of tourists. The favorite places of all Kazakhstan people are mountains and Video, a legendary skating rink. The ice rink is located at an altitude of 1,700 meters above sea level, and this fact makes Video the highest skating rink in the world. For all the time, more than 200 world records have been set here. The popular Shimbulak ski resort is located 25 kilometers from the southern capital. 4.5 kilometers length cable car is built from Video to the resort. The resort operates all year round and gives the leisure traveler the opportunity to enjoy the fresh air and beautiful mountain landscapes. The pristine nature of Trans-Ili Alatau peaks causes incredible feelings of admiration and peace. The mountains are amazingly beautiful in any weather and at any time of the year. They are covered with dense coniferous vegetation and white snow. Tourists come here again and again to enjoy these views. The fascinating snowy peaks and age-old fir trees of the Tian-Shan enchant with their beauty. Hiking in the mountains gives unforgettable impressions and emotions and give you energy for a long time. Many streams appearing on the slopes turn into raging rivers. The most stunning views can be enjoyed from the cable car. Almaty is surrounded not only by mountains. Fertile land and good climate provide favorable conditions for the development of agriculture. Crop and vegetable growing are especially actively developing in this area. Large areas are occupied by corn, buckwheat, grain and oilseeds, as well as sugar beets. You can admire the ranges of the central Tian-Shan from the Tuskol Lake, the wild corner of nature untouched by civilization. The lake water is very salty, however, the degree of its salinity varies with the seasons. The maximum value of the salt content in the water reaches 300 grams per liter, which is comparable to the salinity of the Dead Sea in Israel or the Great Salt Lake in the United States. Lovers of pristine landscapes come here with tents and set up camps for several days in order to have time to enjoy the amazing picture of untouched beauty. The lake is fed by the waters of springs flowing from the surrounding slopes. The mountain ranges of the central Tian-Shan are visible from Tuskol in clear weather. Charin Canyon is an amazing creation of nature. Its beauty and greatness is breathtaking. The canyon has gained the fame of a little brother of one of the planet's largest gorges, the American Grand Canyon. Its history began about 12 million years ago. There was a time when this territory was washed by the Joly Lake, where the Charin River flowed into. As time passes, the stream of water made a bizarre valley in the rocks, and the wind applied its force to create the fantastic appearance of the cliffs. As a result, the rocky miracle of nature stretches for 154 kilometers in length, and the height of the sheer walls is up to 300 meters. The architectural alliance of the forces of nature has done a great job, carving a large number of caves, arches, and niches in the rocks. The most picturesque part was named the Valley of Castles for its unusual shape. Just turn on a little of imagination and fabulous fortresses and palaces, bizarre structures and magical characters appear before you. The silent guards are timeless, and it seems that in a moment the stone giants will wake up. This is worth seeing at least once. At first glance, the gorge may seem lifeless. However, this is not the case. More than 60 species of mammals, about 100 different birds, and 25 species of reptiles live here. 1,500 species of various plants grow here as well, including very rare ones. The Charin River flows along the hilly rocks. It separates mountain ranges and valleys, forming a bubbling stream. Water brings life and moisture to the vegetation of these places. The Sogdian ash tree is considered to be the undisputed landlord of this place. Its history is more than 25 million years old. Nowadays, it has long become a great rarity. Swiss landscapes in Kazakhstan. The magnificent Tian-Shan mountains decorate beautiful Kolsai lakes like an ultramarine necklace. An amazing treasury of crystal pearls. Their shores are incredibly picturesque, covered with a scattering of flower meadows, and the peaks are framed by a coniferous forest. It seems like Kolsai lakes hid behind the inaccessible rocks, guarding their azure waters reflecting the fantastic fairy forest. This is a real miracle of nature, the place where you can feel and see the pristine and untouched beauty. This is the place where Kaindi Lake is disposed. The place of the charming beauty, it is considered as one of the youngest natural lakes in Kazakhstan. An amazing place occurred 100 years ago as a result of a landslide. Melt spring water gradually filled the area, flooding the coniferous forest growing here. Bare tree boles have been standing in the middle of the lake. The surprising fact is that branches of the trees survived, but underwater. The mysterious lake fascinates with its beauty and uniqueness. It has a deep blue color, sometimes changing its tone from emerald to azure. The water is very cold, +6 degrees, but incredibly clear. This beauty is the reason why people come to Kayindi. Shimmering, sparkling, this is how the name of the Ili River is translated from the Mongolian language. This is one of the largest rivers located in Almaty region. It starts in the Tian-Shan mountains of China. The river flows into the western part of Balkhash Lake and greatly desalinates it. Today it is very popular among tourism lovers. On one of the banks of the Ili, there is a singing dune, the famous sandy mountain, and not far from it, there is Altyn-Yemel National Natural Park, where the famous Przewalski's horse is bred currently. Altyn-Yemel is translated from Kazakh as Golden Saddle. This is the name of the most famous and largest national park in Kazakhstan. The landscapes of the park are striking in their diversity. They include sandy deserts and mountain ranges. Thanks to the constant fight against poaching, the largest population of an endangered species of antelope, the Persian gazelle, lives in the open desert areas of the park. In the middle of the 20th century, only a few dozen specimens survived here. Today, about 4,000 cloven-hoofed mammals freely inhabit this area. The Asiatic poplar grove, which is several thousand years old, is famous in this area. There are more than 60 rare plants in the Altyn-Yemel National Park, half of which are included in the Red Book of Kazakhstan. And some species are found only on the territory of the national park and nowhere else in the world. But the real treasure of the Altyn-Yemel Park is a singing dune, the amazing miracle of nature. Singing sands can be found in many parts of the world. However, the 3 kilometers long Kazakhstani dune has the loudest voice on earth. The majestic dune can be seen for several kilometers along the steppe plain. The singing mountain has been standing motionless for about 5,000 years. The experts have tried to guess the riddle of the singing sands for a long time. Initially, it was believed that the whole thing is in the air, which is between the grains of sand when they move. But in this case, any dry sand on the ground could produce the sound in the presence of the wind. As it turned out, the sand itself must have special properties. It must be quartz, homogeneous, and have the ability to electrify. Thousands of electric charges that arise between grains of sand in motion form this very sound. But not everybody is lucky to hear how the sand dune sings. If the humidity of the sand rises a little, then you will never hear his amazing voice. Sitting on the ridge, watching the flight of birds, the gaze loses the point where heaven and earth converge. You just want to enjoy the life, looking at this beauty and thinking about something eternal in that moment. Bright, unique and distinctive, Almaty is rightfully called as the city of thousands colors, and its surroundings as a natural treasure of all Kazakhstan. The southern capital is captivating by its exceptional atmosphere and richness of cultural heritage.